What's up everybody, Mr. Welch here. Today I decided I'm going to show you guys a vocal chopping tutorial. I came up just with this little idea spontaneously, so definitely pretty stoked to show you guys this. I've been getting a few people asking me about how I do my vocal chops in some of my songs, so I thought, hey, why not? Let's make a tutorial and show you. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is show you guys the example of what I used in my song. This song's called Forgiveness. It's going to be on my Come to Life EP on Revamped Recordings, probably within a month or two. Alright, so I'm just going to give you a little preview here. Here we go. Alright, so that's the example. Basically what I did is I just took an acapella, Kesha Die Young, and I pitched it up to the key of my song, and just basically what I do is I take random parts out of it and decide what goes and what doesn't, and that's just the basics of it there. And then there's some vocal processing that I'm going to show you guys as well, and that'll just about do it. So let's jump right in. First thing we're going to do is create 2 audio channels, and the first one we're going to throw the acapella on there. So here's what the acapella sounds like by itself before anything.
I hear your heart beat to the beat of the drums.
So it sounds kind of choppy, and the reason that is because this song is probably, I think, in a different tempo as well. So first thing you want to do is double click here and put it on complex. That's going to take away the choppiness.
I hear your heart beat to the beat of the drums.
So it sounds a lot better now. The next thing I did is I took the vocal and I just pitched it up 4 notes.
I hear your heart beat to the beat of the drums.
And that's the same key as my song there. And then the next thing I do is I literally just take out spots that I like the sounds of. The thing I find that works the best is to find parts that the singer or the person that's singing to hold the note. So something like that, or and I actually did use that part right up here, right here. So this little, it's really cool sounding, and I just go through this part. I think I really liked as well. And then what you do is you want to highlight these parts, just drag them down. And I gotta find the part where she says die young.
Are you here? Let's make the most of the night like we're gonna die young. Die young. Die young. We're gonna.
This is kind of cool too. I didn't use that part, but yeah, just find something that you think is catchy, and that's all you gotta do. So like this is perfect. So yeah, just stuff like that, and then all I did is I took it up here, rearranged it, just found something I liked that flowed with my song. It's in 124, my tempo, so it went nicely with it. Alright, so once you find something that flows nicely with your song, go ahead and delete these now that you guys got that. There's vocal processing, so the first thing I did there was throw a compressor, and from there what this does, you bring the threshold down. I brought the threshold down to about 5.7. That'll keep your levels of the vocals constant, or help that at least. A lot of times with vocals the levels will be up and down because they're not the same velocity the whole way through when they're singing. And then I put the attack at about 0.39 and the release at 174. And next thing I did was sidechain compress it from my kick. You guys don't have to worry about that unless you're doing that as well. So with processing, technically the second step would be the reverb. So I'll show you. I'm going to turn all these off for now. Here's what it sounds like before the reverb. Sorry. So with reverb, gives it that ambient feel. First thing you're going to want to do is put the decay to 2.64 and then make sure low and high cut are both on, and put this little circle here right to the right side of that center line right there. And I believe that's all you got to do. Make sure your dry wet's at 30. I believe it's set to 30 as default. Second thing I did was I put a ping pong delay on here. So before, after, so the ping pong delay really brings out the vocals. It'll help them stand out definitely in your mix too. Just keep this on 3. I believe it's default for 3. Put the feedback to 60 and the dry wet to about 33, and make sure this is on sync here. You're good to go there. Then all I did was EQ them a bit, bring out the mid highs at about 2.6K, and cut the low end so it doesn't interfere with any bass frequencies, lower frequencies. So with without the EQ, with the EQ, sounds a lot better with that EQ on there. So another thing I forgot to tell you guys here is if you notice here, the vocal goes down an octave like a lower person is talking. Right here, the un. The way I did that is you just double click here, and what you're going to want to do is put it on Complex Pro. From there, your performance will be at 100. All I did was turn it down to 48.44 about. That's where I like the sound of it the best. And I pitched it down from that +4 to -8. That's an octave there. So this is what it's like at 4. And then -8 down in 1 octave. It just sounds kind of cool. I like the sounds of it. It's something that I know producers like Scruggs do that a lot too in his songs. So I just really liked that once I heard it and wanted to learn how to do it. So I experimented and finally found out how to do it. It's pretty cool there. I believe that is everything for this tutorial. You guys can experiment too with some other audio effects on your instrument racks. Basically, I know a lot of vocal chops sound kind of cool with some distortion sometimes, so you could use like an erosion or just a regular distortion plugin. I don't know any other DAWs besides Ableton. Like, I don't know the names of any of the other stock ones, but I'm sure FL or Cubase or Reason or Logic all have some really good distortion plugins too. You guys could experiment with those. Alright, so if you guys like this tutorial, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. That really helps me out. And if you really enjoyed it and you'd like to show it to someone else, maybe subscribe to my channel, and that would really mean a lot to me. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Have a good one.